is allowed to speak on issues and items not scheduled for discussion on the agenda. Comments should be limited to issues and items germane to the business of the governing body. The commission will not discuss or debate these items, nor will the commission make decisions on items presented during this time. Members of the public will be limited to 3 minutes for public comments. I know we have several folks been waiting for this, so come on up.
Hello.
Hello.
It's me again, Dominique. I've spoken a lot tonight, surprisingly. But I want to talk about an agenda item that's going to come up still tentatively for April 7th. That's going to be the comprehensive plan amendment for the revised Southern Development regarding the new Boston Crossing, now 1059 development. So I want us to zoom out of the budget and the nitty-gritties and all the really heavy stuff we're going to start talking about, and we're already getting in the weeds about, and talk about kind of like the philosophy of our decisions and why we do things. Because I believe that's what the comprehensive plan amendment is more about, because we talk about Plan 2040, we look at our values, and we try to figure out if it is something that aligns with us or if it doesn't align with us. So I don't know if you guys know, but Core Civic just approved their permit tonight to allow ICE to detain citizens in their warehouse. And so based on that, and Independence just approved like a very large AI complex. And so these have also been things that I've been thinking about too, about the ethics of our decisions. And when we think about the future, what we are willing to do to then get our prosperity. So with this development, it's not doing anything super crazy like housing people or, doing AI data centers, but it is destroying floodplain. And I think that is something very important that we discuss about in a very long-term and a very philosophical and ethical framework. Because when we look at floodplain, we're not just looking at the land, and we're not just looking at land on a piece of paper. We're looking at the functions of the floodplain, how it reduces flood, how it improves water quality via filtering, how it hosts endangered species or rare species in our region, how it can also mitigate some drought by allowing groundwater to recharge. It's not something that necessarily right now we need to worry about as much, but in the future, drought is a big problem for us in Kansas. But we need to look at our whole entire region. We're also going to be, in my opinion, impacting the Haskell-Baker wetlands because there is a culvert that goes underneath that connects the two properties. And water will flow. Even if we dam the water will flow. And what likes to be in water, unfortunately, pollution. It loves to go in water. So we have to think about the long term. And we have to think about the weight of our decisions, because we're not just looking at our own prosperity. We're not just looking at it in the framework of what are we as humans, but we're also making decisions for our non-human relatives. So we're making decisions for the birds that are going to be migrating to the Haskell-Baker wetlands, and any noise or any light that might affect them. We got to think about the plants that we might kill or destroy or bury or negatively impact. We got to think about the way that we allow invasive species to come in and alter our parks and our open spaces, which in my opinion is a problem right now. What would our grandchildren think? And if they were in this position in the future, what situations are they going to be in that they're going to regret? So we got to think ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. David?
Hello, David Baston. Let's see. Back to the budget deal. I know a few of the commissioners were thinking that we wouldn't have a mill levy increase, but I thought it was a good idea that they brought up about just giving every department like a 5% or a percentage to come back now, because just to get behind them, I mean, they have to work with whatever you say, so to give them a heads up in the beginning is way better than waiting till another month down the road and then they got to start fresh with that. But and then I know I brought up the transit fees too, and I don't think you instructed anybody to even look at that. I know you brought it up, but you didn't. I mean, I think somebody needs to look at it regardless, because that's something that we need to look at. And if we would have already, I mean, I started bringing it up a couple years ago, and nothing came of it. But I mean, if we could have started that last year, even, we'd be that much further ahead now when we actually do need money. Which, I mean, it's not like we're going to, from here on out, we're not going to need to do more cuts, because that's just the way it is. Everything's going up, and we're going to have to pay more for everything. So I think we need to be looking at places where we can cut money at, or other places of revenue sources, just like you brought up. So just hope you can focus in more on that, and I know you'll do the best you can. Thank you.
Hello. How are y'all doing today? A lot of nice, kind faces around here. What's up, Hoover? Well, the reason I'm here, I have two letters and they're contradicting each other. One from Lawrence, Kansas Police Department, Chief Lockhart, with his signature on it. That's Mr. Lockhart's signature. And I got one from the sheriff. And what I did was I requested a Cora. How did Dan Affolter get my personal information from a crime that I reported to the sheriff's department? And both these letters contradict each other. One says, we did this, and the other's like, oh no, we didn't do that. Now, I'm prepared to send y'all an email of what I have, but they contradict each other, and tomorrow I have to go to the secret meeting at court. It's a secret court, I call it. It's not listed on the dockets. It's because somebody wants a privacy, Mr. Dan. So it's secret court, I call it. And his explanation in the PFA is gonna contradict. All three can't be true. What Lawrence Police said can't be true because what the sheriff said. So they all contradict each other. And now, since y'all know I sent that letter that I have OCR status, I'm whistleblower status. I've been having the feds protect me since 2024 as everybody been retaliating against me and my family. And that means what I'm going to show y'all could probably have them fix it by tomorrow to cover y'all's asses. Not y'all. I'm talking about the police. But OCR people are documenting everything already. So I was like, I might as well explain. So how do I got two contradictory letters? One saying that my information was sustained, that I was right, that information got passed. And the other one says that no, that it doesn't. He doesn't have the information. Now I know it's hard for me to explain because I can't read both these letters within 45 seconds. But tomorrow I go to court, and it's going to be more retaliation. Y'all letting y'all boy going to retaliate against me when I got whistleblower status. And with his lies of what he's saying about me, that Douglas County Sheriff's deputies told him that I pointed at the direction of his house. He felt threatened. Well, these letters contradict what Dan said. So Dan's going to get impeached tomorrow, probably. And I hope y'all see where this is going, especially with my OCR letter. You know that packs a lot of weight. When y'all come at me with a hammer, guess what? I'm an anvil. You make hammers with an anvil. I'm hard as rock. So I suggest y'all figure it out, because it's going to be damaging even more tomorrow. Thank y'all for listening. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and send y'all the emails now.
Thank you.
Here you go. Y'all send. Y'all have a good one for each two. Thank you.
Nicholas Totten, 66047. I'll try to be brief because I know we're all trying to get out before the storm hits. Just bringing up my weekly update and saying we need to be doing something about the domestic terrorist organization that exists within our nation on a daily basis across the board. We watched as another American citizen was shot and killed at a traffic stop by ICE agents. Again, this time in Texas. We see as ICE is moving outside of major metropolitan areas and into suburb areas. It's been happening all across the country. We're watching as the Leavenworth private ICE detention facility keeps moving forward in direct opposition of the municipality of the area, we need to have a plan in place. Another thing that is important to note is that, as multiple commissioners have talked to me and told me before, Kansas has passed a law that basically forces our police agencies to work with ICE. Recently, in the past week, Kansas passed another law that basically said that sheriff's departments were required to house detained individuals for another 48 hours in their facilities at the expense of municipalities. The government's not paying for this. We need to do something, and we need to be taking a stance to fight back against it. Additionally, we know that because of the laws on Kansas books, that our police department, when ICE decides to come in force, if they decide, God forbid, will use the Lawrence Police Department against the Lawrence citizens. And what we have done today is introduced for the Lawrence Police Department to start receiving military surplus. Now, I am very happy that the commissioners are interested in having restrictions, making sure that what is approved for that plan has some form of oversight. I know that Chief Lockhart suggested a price point of $100,000, which is a great starting point. I know that there were jokes about, well, we can't get an MRAP for there. We can. It's only 15 grand. It doesn't cost us anything other than maintenance and transport. Please, while you know my feelings about that process because I spoke about it at that time, make sure that the oversight is there. You need to watch every single thing. Military surplus is great because we can protect from disaster relief, blankets, communications, body armor. Defensive things are valuable. We don't have crime in the way that we have SWAT going out every single day. We don't have a fast team.
Time.
Thank you.
Anyone else present? Okay, how about online?
Yes. Tim Hamilton.
I had two quick things because you guys were looking for alternate revenue sources. So I gave Mayor Finkeldye my parking attendant plan like 2 years ago. Brad, you've been bogarting my parking attendant plan. Basically, it was an idea based on the fact that in the University Heights area where I live, you see massive amounts of illegally parked cars. And these cars are from Johnson County, almost probably 80% of them. Some from Texas, Nevada, Missouri, so on and so forth. And I tabulated out if those were ticketed on a regular basis, how much additional revenue the city would make. I estimated that we would pay a new parking attendant. This is someone with a car, with a vehicle, not someone not expanding the downtown because that's a separate jurisdiction. They would cost $80,000 in their salary, probably be less than that, but let's just start at $80,000 for the attendant. Vehicle at $100,000, $5,000 for equipment, uniform, and we would end up, if we ticketed 42 cars a day, and that's just 3 city blocks, just 3, that would get us $166,000. If that parking attendant expands to beyond just 3 blocks, and we do up to 12 or 13 blocks, go to the Oriad, go to University Place, go to Old West Lawrence extensively, you could multiply that times 10. So you're looking at $1 million in revenue there. It's just waiting for us to take. The other thing along the lines is, and this was, I think, visited by the commission last year sometime, raising the fines for parking. As it is right now, it's $55 for a parking ticket, not within the city area, but the outside areas, $55. The reason I did my estimates is because I have a little jogging route and I would just count them up. A young lady was getting out of her Lexus, getting ready to go to class, and I said, you know, it's illegal to park there. And she throws her backpack over her shoulder and goes, yeah, I know. So a lot of these young people have a rich mommy and daddy, and they do not care what the parking ticket is. At $55, that's way too cheap. When the football team is playing a game, people are selling $70 a car in their yard. So if it's $70 to pay to park in someone's yard, I can park illegally for $55. It's pretty obvious. So we should raise our parking fines by $45. Make it an even $100. New York City went through this with the subways, and they found that people will continue to do their behavior, but you make money. So there you go.
Thank you. Any other?
That's all the comments.
Okay, I look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Courtney, second by Commissioner Pulliam. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I knew you were going to do that again.
All right, we still got it. We're still adjourning.
Next week, so
Just want to be here.
have a good night, everyone.
You too.
Good night.